Indonesia's President Joko Widodo has suggested changing the dates of the Muslim holiday of Eid al-Fitr to limit the exodus of people heading back to their hometowns after Ramadan. Traditionally, millions of Indonesians travel to their villages and towns from major cities to mark the holiday. The president says there's no official prohibition to travel during Eid, but those who do must go through medical checks and self-isolate for 2 weeks. Indonesia has the highest death toll from the virus in Asia outside of China. 170 people have died. Nearly 1,800 have been infected. Chani Vidvani joins us now for more on this. Chani, tell us or explain to us, what's the strategy here and how will it be enforced?
That's right. At this point, the presidential spokesman said authorities are not banning people from going to their hometowns. They won't be stopped if they make the journey home. But those who do end up at home will fall under the persons under observation status. Now, this is in line with protocol as per the World Health Organization, and they will be monitored by their respective provinces' local administrations. Now, these people at home must also self-isolate for 14 days, which authorities have previously said is the incubation period of the virus. Having said this, while they're not explicitly stopping people from going home, the government is advising that they don't do so. And they have ordered regional authorities to find ways to discourage people from traveling. Now, some measures being considered include changing or replacing the dates of the holiday so that people can still travel back home at a later period once the dates are determined. Additionally, the central government has said that it will provide special social assistance to those vulnerable and affected by COVID-19 and because of which are unable to return home.
But Chani, we know that some people, they've already started heading back to their hometowns early.
That's right. Over 50% of Indonesia's 130 million workforce work in the informal sector, and this is a group that has already, if not, could potentially lose their income, and a lot of people from this group have already begun making their way home. Now, as Indonesia's capital, most people generally look to Jakarta for jobs. President Joko Widodo has previously said that since Jakarta imposed its emergency status, he has received reports of workers in the informal sector in Jakarta and Greater Jakarta areas already making their way home. So we know that at least 14,000 people have already gone back by buses. This figure is certainly higher if we take into account those who have already made their way back by their private cars or even via train, ship, or planes. And this is where authorities are hoping that the special assistance to be distributed will encourage people to stay in the city. In Jakarta, which generally has the most number of people making the trip back home, conditional social assistance will be distributed to as many as 3.7 million people.
All right, thanks for that update. Chani Vidvani speaking to us from Jakarta.